Are you unknowingly harming your health? Have you ever considered why certain individuals maintain mental sharpness, energy, and good health into their 80s and 90s, while others suffer from persistent fatigue, infections, and deteriorating health? What if the distinction isn't merely chance or heredity, but something as fundamental as your daily body care routine? Most people follow hygiene practices they've maintained for years, showering, toothbrushing, perhaps applying moisturizer, and assume they're doing everything correctly. However, here's something surprising. There are 5 commonly overlooked body areas that most individuals, particularly seniors, aren't properly cleaning. This matters because neglecting these areas can result in serious health complications, ranging from chronic inflammation to infections that compromise your immune system. Recent studies indicate that inadequate hygiene in these regions may even contribute to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, complications, and cognitive deterioration. Addressing this requires just minutes daily, but can enhance your energy levels, improve circulation, and potentially extend your lifespan. I never gave much thought to these hidden hygiene mistakes until speaking with Dr. Emma Harris, a geriatric specialist with over 3 decades of experience working with older adults. Her insights completely transformed my perspective on personal hygiene. Today, I'll reveal 5 body parts most people neglect and explain why giving them slightly more attention could add years to your life. Rest assured, I won't suggest spending hours in the bathroom or purchasing expensive products. These are straightforward, practical recommendations that require just minutes daily, but could have life-altering health benefits. Stay with me until the conclusion, because once you learn about these 5 key areas, you'll begin noticing real improvements: fresher breath, better balance, fewer pains, and even improved sleep quality. Before proceeding, please do me a quick favor. If you value your health and want more similar tips, click the like button. It helps me deliver more valuable content. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and activate notifications to ensure you never miss another video that could help you live better and longer. Now, let's begin with one of the most surprising yet overlooked parts of your body: your tongue, the hidden health risk you rarely consider. Imagine this scenario. You clean your kitchen daily, wiping countertops, scrubbing the sink, and removing trash. But what if I told you there's one surface in your home accumulating layers of grime, bacteria, and food particles that you're completely ignoring? That's precisely what happens in your mouth when you don't properly clean your tongue. Your tongue is more than just a muscle aiding eating and speaking. It's a breeding ground for bacteria, hosting over 700 different microorganisms at any time, some beneficial but many potentially harmful to your health if unaddressed. Here's where it becomes serious. Harmful bacteria from your tongue can enter your bloodstream through minor cuts or inflamed gums, especially common in older adults. Poor tongue hygiene has been linked to heart disease, diabetes complications, and even respiratory infections. A coated tongue can diminish your taste perception, weaken your immune system, and cause persistent bad breath. Consider your tongue like a home air filter. If never cleaned, dust and debris accumulate, eventually making the circulating air stale and unhealthy. The good news is that maintaining tongue cleanliness is simple, quick, and requires no expensive tools. The proper tongue cleaning method involves using a tongue scraper, an inexpensive tool available at any drugstore that's far more effective than brushing alone, by gently scraping from back to front without pressing too hard. Consider it similar to cleaning a dusty surface. Be thorough but gentle. Repeat this process 3-4 times. You'll often notice a thin white or yellowish film being removed. These are bacteria and dead cells you don't want in your system. Rinse with water or antibacterial mouthwash to eliminate any remaining residue. Timing is important. In the morning, perform this before breakfast to remove overnight bacterial accumulation. At night, proceed more gently before bedtime as your tongue will be more sensitive after a full day's use. This simple 3-minute habit can transform your health in unexpected ways. The remarkable benefits of tongue cleaning include regaining your sense of taste. Many older adults report that after just a few weeks, flavors become more vibrant and enjoyable again. Imagine experiencing your morning coffee or fresh fruit as you once did. Additionally, you'll boost your immune system as your body constantly works to combat bacteria. By reducing bacterial presence in your mouth, you decrease the burden on your immune system, freeing up energy for other functions. You'll also eliminate bad breath. Chronic halitosis is often caused by bacteria trapped on the tongue. Brushing teeth alone won't resolve this issue, but tongue cleaning will. Consider Linda, a 67-year-old retiree who began tongue scraping after years of neglect. Within 3 months, she was amazed at how much better her food tasted. She hadn't realized how much sensitivity she'd lost. At her next dental appointment, her dentist observed less plaque buildup and healthier gums. Then there's Theodore, a 71-year-old retired teacher who had struggled with bad breath for years. Despite diligent brushing and flossing, nothing helped. Though skeptical when I suggested tongue scraping, after just 2 weeks his problem disappeared. He no longer worried about social interactions, and his confidence increased dramatically. To make this practice easier, if you have a sensitive gag reflex, begin by scraping from the middle of your tongue and gradually work backward as you become more comfortable. Watch for unusual signs. If you notice persistent soreness, white patches, or discoloration, consult your doctor, as these could indicate underlying issues worth addressing. Small, intentional habits like this can have far-reaching effects, improving your long-term well-being in unexpected ways. And this is just the first of 5 overlooked hygiene habits that could extend your lifespan. Are you ready for the next one? Stay with me, because the next body part is even more surprising and even more critical for your health: your feet, the foundation of your well-being that you might be neglecting. Take a moment to consider how much your feet do for you daily. They support your weight, facilitate movement, and provide balance. Yet for most people, foot care is an afterthought, a quick rinse in the shower, perhaps some lotion if remembered. But here's what most people don't realize. Neglecting proper foot hygiene can lead to infections, nerve damage, and even life-altering conditions like diabetic complications. Poor foot care affects circulation, balance, and mobility, putting you at risk for falls, swelling, and chronic pain. For people over 50, foot health is directly connected to overall well-being. Dr. Emma Harris, a specialist in senior health, explains it this way: your feet are like a house foundation. If the base is weak or deteriorating, everything above it, your posture, joints, even heart health, begins to suffer. Let's take foot care seriously before minor issues develop into major problems. Your feet are complex structures, each containing 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments, representing a quarter of all bones in your body. As we age, circulation naturally decreases, meaning your feet often show the first signs of trouble. Swelling or persistently cold toes could indicate poor circulation or cardiovascular issues. Redness, paleness, or skin changes may signal other problems. These could be early indicators of diabetes complications or nerve damage, while aching or burning sensations might suggest neuropathy, which can affect balance and movement. For those with diabetes, foot care isn't merely about comfort. It's about preventing infections, ulcers, and potentially amputations. So what's the solution? The proper approach to foot care? Daily, most people assume that simply standing in the shower allows water to do the work, but that's insufficient. You need to be deliberate about foot hygiene. Wash your feet thoroughly each day, using a soft washcloth and mild soap to gently clean the tops, soles, and sides. Pay particular attention to the spaces between your toes. These areas are where bacteria and fungus typically flourish. Think of it like cleaning window blinds. If you don't wipe between each slat, dust and grime accumulate. Your toes function similarly. Use warm water rather than hot, as hot water can dry out the skin, making it more susceptible to cracks and infections. Don't rush this process. Sit comfortably, perhaps using a shower chair at the edge of your tub or even a small stool to make this easier. Once your feet are clean, don't stop there, because what follows is equally important. Drying your feet is a step that people often skip, but shouldn't. After cleaning your feet, you might think you're finished, but washing is only half the process. Consider this analogy. After washing a sink full of dishes, would you store them while still wet, allowing moisture to remain in dark corners? Of course not. That trapped water would become a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. Your feet operate on the same principle. If you leave them damp, especially between your toes, you're inviting problems. Just ask Thomas, a 73-year-old retiree who learned this lesson the difficult way. For years, he believed rinsing his feet in the shower was sufficient. Then he began noticing a subtle discoloration between his toes that persisted. A medical consultation confirmed what he never expected: a fungal infection. Like many older adults, Thomas's feet spent hours daily inside socks and shoes, creating a warm, moist environment ideal for bacteria and fungi to thrive. His doctor cautioned that without proper drying, the infection could spread and potentially lead to painful cracks or sores. Fortunately, once Thomas committed to washing and thoroughly drying his feet every night, his infection cleared within weeks. Even more remarkably, his balance improved, the persistent discomfort while walking disappeared, and his feet felt stronger, healthier, and more stable, giving him renewed independence. The correct method for drying your feet is often misunderstood. Use a soft, clean towel after washing, preferably a dedicated foot towel, and dry every part of your feet, tops, bottoms, and especially between your toes. Be meticulous. Lift each toe slightly and dab gently but firmly. Don't rub aggressively. The objective is to remove all moisture. Never leave your feet damp, as moisture trapped between your toes creates perfect conditions for fungal infections like athlete's foot. Once your feet are completely dry, there's one final step. The last stage involves moisturizing, but with precision. As we age, the skin on our feet loses moisture more rapidly, resulting in cracks, peeling, and discomfort, particularly in winter or dry climates. Apply a small amount of moisturizer to the tops and soles of your feet, massaging it in to keep your skin soft and prevent painful cracks. However, never apply lotion between your toes. Trapped moisture in these confined spaces can undermine all your efforts and encourage fungal growth. Consider it a balancing act: hydration where needed, dryness where necessary. Your feet serve as an early warning system for your health. Beyond cleaning and drying, there's one more crucial habit: daily foot inspection. Similar to dashboard indicators in your car, your feet can signal early signs of more significant health problems. Take a moment daily to examine for new areas of discoloration, redness, pale skin, or dark spots, persistent soreness that remains longer than usual, small cuts, cracks, or sores that don't heal quickly, and swelling, cold toes, or tingling sensations. These could be subtle warning signs of serious conditions like poor circulation, infections, or diabetes-related complications. Don't dismiss them. If something appears or feels abnormal, consult your doctor. Detecting problems early can prevent long-term damage. Your feet support you throughout life, so care for them properly. Now that we've covered foot hygiene, let's discuss another commonly neglected body part and why it might be affecting your overall health more than you realize. Your armpits, more than just sweat and odor, but a hidden key to your immune health. Most people consider their armpits merely as areas requiring deodorant, places to mask sweat and odor before leaving home. But here's what nearly everyone overlooks. Your underarms play a vital role in your body's ability to detoxify and combat infections. Indeed, your armpits are more than just a sweaty inconvenience. They contain a network of lymph nodes, small but powerful structures responsible for filtering toxins, draining waste, and maintaining your immune system's strength. What happens when you neglect them? Sweat, bacteria, and dead skin cells accumulate, blocking pores and causing itchy rashes, irritation, and persistent odor that remains even with deodorant use. Over time, residue from antiperspirants and deodorants can build up, trapping toxins and potentially contributing to lymph node inflammation. If left unaddressed, clogged underarm pores can develop into painful infections or even abscesses, problems that require far more effort to resolve than to prevent. Dr. Helen Carter, an expert in lymphatic health, explains it simply. Your underarms function as a natural drainage system. When they become clogged with product buildup, bacteria, and sweat, your body struggles to eliminate waste efficiently. Eventually, this can weaken your immune response. So if you've been neglecting proper underarm care, relying solely on deodorant to do the work, it's time for a change. How to properly clean your underarms. Most people approach this incorrectly. Begin in the shower with warm water, which helps open your pores, facilitating the removal of sweat and debris. Use a soft washcloth or gentle sponge as your underarm skin is delicate. Avoid excessive scrubbing. Move in various directions, first in circular motions, then up and down, then side to side, similar to polishing delicate crystal. This ensures thorough removal of buildup without irritating your skin. Select appropriate soap. Harsh, heavily scented products can disrupt your skin's natural balance. Instead, choose a mild, fragrance-free cleanser to prevent rashes and irritation. Rinse completely, as soap residue can dry out the skin, causing itching and discomfort. Continue rinsing until the water runs clear. For Olivia, a 65-year-old retired teacher, skipping this extra step resulted in years of recurring underarm rashes. She assumed this was simply a normal, aging process. However, after switching to a mild, unscented soap and adopting a more deliberate washing routine, she experienced a remarkable transformation. I constantly dealt with irritated, bumpy skin, she recalls. But once I learned to wash my underarms properly and rinse thoroughly, the difference was dramatic. Those issues simply disappeared. The correct method for drying and caring for your underarms is equally important but often overlooked. Once you've properly washed and rinsed your underarms, the next step is just as crucial yet frequently neglected: drying them correctly. If you've ever placed damp clothes in a hamper and forgotten about them, you know the outcome. They develop a musty odor and become breeding grounds for bacteria. The same phenomenon occurs when moisture remains under your arms after showering. Why is this problematic? Damp skin creates an ideal environment for bacteria and fungi to flourish. Residual moisture can cause irritation, redness, and even rashes. Clogged pores in your underarms may lead to painful bumps, ingrown hairs, or infections. The solution? Dry with care. Exit the shower and gently pat your underarms dry. Avoid rubbing aggressively, as this can create tiny abrasions where bacteria can settle. Use a soft, clean towel. Similar to foot care, Having a dedicated towel for sensitive areas helps prevent bacterial spread. Allow your underarms to air out briefly before applying deodorant. Why? This short pause permits your skin to settle, reducing irritation risk and enhancing deodorant effectiveness. Once dry, you may immediately notice a difference: smoother underarm skin, less irritation, and a fresher feeling. Why does underarm hygiene impact your overall health? Here's a fascinating fact. Your armpits contain over 20 lymph nodes, quietly working to filter toxins and support your immune system. This means underarm hygiene isn't merely about staying fresh. It's a small but significant way to protect your body's defenses. Try this routine for just 1 week, and you might be surprised by the results. Smoother underarm skin free from clogged pores and rough texture, less irritation and redness, since bacteria and sweat buildup won't have an opportunity to linger. And a noticeable reduction in body odor because removing the bacteria that cause it eliminates what fuels unpleasant smells. Olivia, the 65-year-old retired teacher, was astonished by how much difference proper underarm care made to her daily comfort. After years of managing irritation and bumps, she finally experienced relief, all from a simple adjustment to her hygiene routine. Even more interesting, some individuals report an overall improvement in well-being simply by paying closer attention to their underarms. Why? Because your lymphatic system, the body's natural detoxification network, depends on clear pathways to function effectively. When your underarm area becomes clogged with sweat, bacteria, and product buildup, your body must work harder to eliminate toxins. However, when you take better care of this area, your body's natural cleansing process improves, resulting in increased energy, better circulation, and an overall lighter, fresher feeling. Breathe better, live better, the hidden impact of nasal hygiene. We take approximately 20,000 breaths daily, but how often do we consider the quality of those breaths? Breathing is automatic. It occurs without effort or thought. But here's the reality. Most people aren't breathing as effectively as they could. Over time, poor breathing can deplete your energy, disrupt sleep patterns, and even impact brain function. Your nose is one of nature's most powerful air filters, designed to trap dust, allergens, and harmful bacteria before they reach your lungs. But just as a home air filter needs cleaning or replacement, your nasal passages require maintenance too. What happens when you neglect your nose? Microscopic irritants, dust, pollen, and pollutants accumulate, making it more difficult for your body to filter harmful particles. Your airways become inflamed, resulting in frequent nasal congestion, snoring, and even restless sleep. Poor nasal hygiene has been associated with higher rates of respiratory infections and even reduced oxygen flow to the brain. Consider this. If your nose isn't functioning at full capacity, neither is the rest of your body. Your nose serves as the ultimate defense system. Helen Carter, a respiratory health expert, describes it this way: your nose functions like a built-in security system for your body. It filters out harmful elements, humidifies the air you breathe, and ensures your lungs receive the cleanest, healthiest oxygen possible. But like any filter, if it becomes clogged, everything downstream suffers. As we age, our body's natural defenses diminish. This makes maintaining clean nasal passages increasingly important, not just for comfort, but for improved breathing, better sleep, and enhanced overall health. So what's the optimal approach to nasal care, and why is it more significant than you might think? Begin your day with a gentle nasal rinse. A quick rinse with warm water around your nostrils can help remove overnight dust and mucus accumulation. Use a saline spray or neti pot for more thorough cleaning. Saline sprays function like a refreshing shower for your nose, helping eliminate irritants and improve airflow. A neti pot can be transformative if you experience seasonal allergies or frequent congestion. Inhale steam to open your airways. Taking a warm shower or breathing in steam from a bowl of hot water can loosen persistent mucus and facilitate easier breathing. Adding several drops of eucalyptus or peppermint oil can enhance the experience, soothing nasal passages and immediately refreshing your breathing. Be cautious about how you blow your nose. Many individuals blow too forcefully, which can actually push mucus deeper into the sinuses, causing irritation and pressure. The preferred method? Gently clear one nostril at a time using a soft tissue, then thoroughly wash your hands to prevent germ transmission. The transformative benefits of improved nasal care. When you begin focusing on nasal hygiene, you might notice some surprising advantages almost immediately: clearer breathing, reduced congestion, fewer sniffles, and better airflow throughout the day. Deeper, more restful sleep without waking up stuffy and with fewer disruptions from snoring. Improved energy levels as more oxygen reaching your brain means reduced mental fog and increased alertness, and fewer allergy flare-ups since regular nasal care helps prevent irritants from entering your system before they cause problems. Consider James, a 69-year-old retired construction worker who experienced chronic congestion for decades. "I spent years assuming my stuffy nose was simply part of aging," he told me. "But once I started using a saline spray and inhaling steam each morning, it was like someone activated a switch. I could finally breathe properly again." Then there's Bella, a 76-year-old gardening enthusiast who always awoke feeling stuffy and lethargic. "It felt like my head was filled with cotton every morning," she said. "But after making nasal care part of my routine, I began waking up refreshed instead of groggy. I never realized how significantly my breathing was affecting my energy levels." Breathe easier, the simple habit that can transform your sleep and energy. If you've ever spent nights tossing and turning, waking up feeling stuffy and unable to breathe clearly, you're not alone. Many attribute this to allergies, aging, or simply bad luck. However, the reality is that your nightly congestion could be entirely preventable. Just ask James, the 69-year-old retired construction worker who spent decades inhaling sawdust and grime at job sites. For years, he assumed his persistent stuffy nose was merely an aspect of aging. "I figured congestion was normal for someone my age," he admitted. "But when I started waking up gasping for air every couple of hours, I knew something wasn't right." That's when he implemented one small change, adding a simple nasal cleaning routine to his mornings and evenings. It was like activating a switch. I could finally breathe properly again. I didn't realize how much congestion was affecting me until it was gone. And James isn't alone. Bella, the 76-year-old gardening enthusiast, swears by her daily saline rinse. "Every morning I used to wake up feeling like my head was stuffed with cotton," she said. "Now, after using a simple saline spray, it's as if a fog has lifted. I breathe more easily and feel more alert." How to clear your nasal passages correctly. Keeping your nose clean is one of the simplest ways to improve breathing, sleep quality, and even energy levels. Here's how to do it properly. Begin your day with a quick rinse. Splash warm water around your nostrils in the morning to remove overnight dust and mucus accumulation. Use a saline spray or rinse. A saline spray acts as a refreshing shower for your nose, eliminating allergens and opening airways. If you need something more effective, consider a neti pot, a small teapot-like device that uses saline solution to thoroughly cleanse your sinuses. First-time users describe the neti pot experience as literally a breath of fresh air. Blow your nose correctly. Most people do this incorrectly by pinching both nostrils and blowing forcefully. This pushes mucus deeper into your sinuses, worsening congestion. Instead, Gently blow one nostril at a time into a soft tissue, then thoroughly wash your hands to prevent germ transmission. Try steam treatment. Step into a warm shower, inhale deeply, and allow the steam to naturally loosen mucus. For an even more thorough cleanse, position your face over a bowl of hot water, drape a towel over your head to contain the steam, and breathe slowly. To enhance the experience, add a few drops of eucalyptus or peppermint oil. The cooling sensation immediately opens airways and makes breathing seem effortless. Combat nasal dryness. As we age, the delicate nasal interior can become dry and crack, particularly in cold weather or dry climates. A tiny amount of natural oil such as coconut oil or vitamin E applied with a clean finger or cotton swab can keep nasal passages moisturized and comfortable. This simple habit requires just minutes daily, but offers enormous benefits: clearer breathing, reduced congestion, fewer sniffles, more restful sleep without waking stuffy and exhausted, improved energy levels as more oxygen means less fatigue and mental fog, and fewer allergy flare-ups since irritants are flushed out before causing problems. The smallest change that can make a significant difference. It's remarkable how something as minor as cleaning your belly button can have such a noticeable impact on your overall hygiene and comfort. But it's logical. Our bodies are complex, interconnected systems, and even the smallest overlooked areas can create ripple effects on our well-being. Jane, a 78-year-old retiree, never gave much thought to her belly button, but always noticed a faint, musty odor she couldn't quite identify. "I kept thinking it was my clothes, soap, or even my diet," she confessed. "Then I started incorporating belly button cleaning into my daily routine, and the smell completely disappeared. But that wasn't all. The skin around my stomach started feeling softer and healthier too." This isn't unusual. As we age, hormonal changes, medications, and slower skin cell turnover can subtly affect our body's natural scent and skin health. A small, intentional habit like this can restore freshness and prevent discomfort in unexpected ways. When to exercise extra caution, warning signs to watch for. While regular cleaning is typically sufficient to keep your belly button fresh and problem-free, it's always advisable to pay attention to any unusual changes. Consult a doctor if you observe persistent redness or irritation, which could indicate an early infection, unusual discharge or itching, which may suggest a bacterial or fungal issue, or pain that doesn't subside, especially with a history of piercings, as old piercings can develop hidden infections years later. For individuals with diabetes or compromised immune systems, minor infections can quickly escalate if untreated. That's why a simple daily cleansing can serve as an easy yet powerful defensive measure. If you have a pierced belly button, here's important information. Even if your belly button piercing healed long ago, it still requires maintenance. Why? Jewelry can trap bacteria, sweat, and dead skin cells, creating irritation or even infection. A piercing hole never completely closes. It remains a small cavity where buildup can accumulate. If you have a piercing, take an additional moment daily to gently clean around the jewelry using warm water and mild soap. Dry it thoroughly to prevent moisture from remaining in the piercing. Monitor for redness or sensitivity, as these are early indicators of buildup or infection. Small changes can yield significant benefits. Who would have thought that 5 overlooked body parts could so profoundly impact your health, hygiene, and confidence? From your tongue to your feet, your armpits, nose, and even your belly button, these minor, easy-to-implement habits can reduce infections and irritation, enhance circulation and immune health, and help you feel fresher, cleaner, and more energetic every day. Now, it's your opportunity to participate. What was the most surprising information you learned today? Leave a comment below and share which of these habits you plan to incorporate into your routine. If you found these recommendations helpful, please click the like button and subscribe for more straightforward, evidence-based approaches to living your best life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.